In here. The purpose of this video is to give you a quick tutorial about how to put together a hanging indent in your Works Cited page. So this is, here I've got the senior practicum essay of a former student. You may have known them. So they have turned in their Works Cited page, and I actually already fixed this. So you might turn in a Works Cited page that looks like this. When the feedback you're likely to get on it from your teacher is that, ooh, on this Works Cited page, I need a hanging indent. Or another common thing is you might think, well, I know how to do that. I will just kind of go to this part of my paragraph. I'll hit enter to give myself a new line, and then I'm just going to add a bunch of spaces until it looks like a hanging indent has been achieved. It will look correct as long as nothing changes on this page. But as soon as maybe this goes into a different file format, like if somebody makes a PDF of it, or if somebody tries to download it to Microsoft Word, or the font gets changed for any reason, this formatting will look just bad when that change happens. So the correct way to do this is just to make it one paragraph. Your entire entry should be one paragraph, and it should have a proper indent. So let me show you what that is supposed to look like. Instead of doing this, or instead of, another common thing is to sort of create a new line and then hit tab, maybe to move that line over. Neither of those is correct. What we would do is, instead of hitting enter here, I'm going to hit a space bar so that this entire portion is one paragraph. And then I'm going to tell Google Docs to adjust the margins of this paragraph so that it looks like these other entries. And here's how you do that. You're going to go up to your ruler at the top of the page here. This ruler is the way that the program determines what the margins should look like for a paragraph. So when you're in a regular paragraph, your ruler looks like this, where this little top line is over indented a ½ inch, and then the rest of the paragraph is in line with this little caret right there. So if I want my hanging indent to be the opposite of that, what I need to do is take my little bar and put it to 0. Watch what happens when I try to move the entire left indent though. Uh-oh, that top line moved with it. So, working on the wrong paragraph, I'll come down here. I'm going to move that entire indent over, but uh-oh, my top line came with. So then I can just grab only the top line and I can move it over to 0. Because remember, that caret is going to move the entire paragraph, including the top line. So I want to make sure that I set this caret to ½ inch and the top line back to 0. And that's going to give me a ½ inch hanging indent where the top line looks like it's hanging off in space off to the left there, and the rest of the Works Cited entry is indented ½ inch. Incidentally, the reason we assemble a Works Cited page in this way is, as you can see with Shaquille O'Neal's essay here, Shaq's got a few different sources here. And if I'm reading his essay and I'm wondering specifically, ooh, what book by Stanley Hauerwas did Shaq quote? I don't have to kind of like, if his entire essay had one margin and it all looked like this, it would take me a while to look at all of his sources to see which one specifically, because it's not clear where one entry begins and another ends. So instead, we reverse indent every entry so that it's very clear where each individual entry begins. I hope that's helpful to you. Feel free to reach out with any questions.